What was it like working with humans? What was it like working with dragons?
You know, you gotta be careful when you work with dragons.
Yeah.
They look friendly, but they can go off at any time. It's like working with someone who has bad gas, but it goes on fire from the other end. It's dangerous. You know, don't do it. It's not for kids. Don't do it without a parent in the room.
Yeah.
All right.
Why do you think kids are so fascinated by dragons?
Because they're like, I think kids love dragons because they're like big crazy pets.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't it be great to have a dog that could breathe fire and fly? Admit it, you're a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, see? So that's why I think. Also, the dragons in this movie, I mean, look at them. They're so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How has your character changed over time?
Well, when the first movie started, my character had old ideas about Vikings. He
Yeah.
was frightened of them and scared of them, and they were, you know, creatures to be fought. And through the course of the movies, he learned from the young people of the village that Vikings are not dangerous. They're nice,
Yeah.
and that he changed by listening to young people. And I think that's good because I think more adults should listen to young people and get their ideas, because new ideas are sometimes a lot better than the old ideas,
Yeah.
don't you think? Yeah.
What do you think kids would find most surprising about the process of doing voiceovers?
You know, I think kids kind of know how it's done.
Yeah.
But I think that you would be surprised at how loose the idea is. Like, we do the script, but then we like play around a little bit, and you
Yeah.
can say different words and try it a different way. And then the amount of times saying the words is easy, but there's so much of it you have to do things like like that, and doing that, like, you get tired out at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, it's not in the script. Like, in the script it'll say he runs up the hill, but then you have to go and then Dean will come on and say, can you do it again, but kind of like just do it a little louder, and maybe you've got a limp, so you go like that.
What advice do you have for kids who'd like to become actors?
Well, no. If you want to become an actor, this is dangerous because I have kids. So I have to say it in case my kids see this. I don't want them saying, but you said that was the thing to do. So what I'd say is, you want to become an actor, first of all, don't. But if you really have to, then stay at school first.
Yeah.
You don't go running out. Finish school, then maybe go to college and get a degree in something else that isn't acting. Then maybe get a job which isn't acting. Then live to be old, and then when you're old, become an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been part of this film and character for a long time. How does it feel to know that this is the last time you'll play that character?
It doesn't feel very good. I feel sad. I feel sad about it. But you know what they say? Don't be sad that it's over. Be glad that it happened.
Yeah.
And so that's how I feel about it.
Okay. Thank you.
You're
That's
very welcome. It's nice to meet you.
What was it like working with dragons?
Really fun. You'd think it would be scary, but that's the whole thing. They look big and scary, and they could be intimidating
Yeah.
if you're nice to them and you give them a little snack, they are very easy to get along with.
I find that too.
Why do you think that kids are so fascinated by dragons?
I think that it's a kind of a combination of a few things, because I think kids have a fascination with superpowers and superheroes.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of kids wonder what it would be like to fly and do a bunch of cool stuff. And I also think kids are really fascinated by dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I know I certainly was, that something this big lived on the planet that I live on now. And so to me, dragons, our fascination with dragons is a combination of those two things, because they're kind of like dinosaurs with superpowers.
I always think about like how amazing it would be to cuddle a lion, you know, and thinking the things that are like so scary and so dangerous, like wouldn't it be so awesome to just get to like have a real friendship with them?
What do you think was the best thing about working on this movie?
Probably getting, you know, two things. One, I'd like to say, like, we have known each other. We've all been working on these things for 12 years. You know, we do these movies and the TV series. And so it's really fun just getting to work with people that you know and have been working with that long.
Yeah.
But also getting to see it. Because, for us, everything we do on these movies is doesn't feel very magical in the moment because you're just in, effectively a pantry with a microphone.
Yeah.
And there's nothing glamorous or hidden world about that.
Yeah.
So when we get to see the movie, it's just as much of a surprise and an adventure for us as it is for any audience member.
Yeah. How do you think your character has changed throughout the movies?
So for Hiccup, I think at the start of it, he was kind of felt a bit like an outcast and didn't really know where he fit in. And by the start of this one, he is kind of the chief, so he's in charge of this world that he didn't know how to fit into.
Yeah.
But then everything he's been fighting for, he has to ask himself if it's actually worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And Astrid started out very kind of sure of herself and brave and courageous and sort of a natural-born leader.
Yeah.
But she was also not very good at working with others. She didn't really want to have partnerships or be dragged down by people who weren't as driven and as good at things as she was.
Mm.
And that has sort of softened over the 3 movies. And now she really respects Hiccup and what he brings to the way that he leads, which is a real vision and imagination for what's possible in the world.
Yeah. What do you think kids would find most surprising about the process of doing voiceovers?
How long it takes, maybe?
Yeah.
That it's like when I tell people how long it takes for us to work on one of these movies, that it's 3 years every time.
Yeah.
So imagine going through 3 grades of school.
Yeah.
That's one of our movies.
And also probably that we never talk to each other when we record. You're alone by yourself in a booth.
Yeah.
And the director, Dean, will read all the other parts
Yeah.
and then pause for me to say my lines.
Yeah.
And so on the first 2 movies, Jay and I got to work in the booth together once or twice. And then on this 3rd movie, we didn't ever see each other the whole time.
Yeah.
Even though our characters were together the whole time.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
How did you feel about doing the romantic scenes in the movie?